Congratulations, Stuart, then.
Okay. Welcome to the July 7th, 2021 meeting of the Board of Water and Sewer Commissioners. Open the meeting at 6:37 with 3 members present. Right after the pledge, I'm going to call Tom Fournier, who's going to participate remotely. And we will be, the first order of business after that will be reorganization. There it is. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice.
Try one more time and see if he answers. Nope. Yep. Well, we'll see if he calls in. All right. Well, we'll take care of business with 3 of us. Okay. Reorganization. I've been chair for 2 years now. I don't know if anybody else is interested, wants to take it. If not, keep going. What's the pleasure of the board?
Do we need a full board here for reorganization, or
I'm not-
just a quorum?
I'm not sure. I would have thought we'd have the full board here, but
Okay, I mean, we can hold off till next
So we
month,
can-
that's fine,
I
it's a short
think That's a
agenda.
good move to have the full board.
All right, we'll wait till next
You know,
month,
just
we'll
to be safe.
we'll take care of the agenda then, and we'll just keep going. Oops. Hello?
Hey, sorry about that.
All right, you're live and in the meeting.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Okay, all we did was the pledge, and it was determined to do we'll do reorganization when we have a full board.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, fine with that.
The next let's accept the minutes for the June 9th and the June 15th meetings.
I did not read them. I'm going to abstain.
Okay. We've got the June 9th and we've got the June 15th here.
Okay, I wasn't here for either one, so. Can we vote with just?
Continue.
present?
We can delay, we can hold off on the minutes for, because Jay wasn't here for this meeting.
Yeah.
And we'll hold off on those minutes, approving the minutes until next meeting. Okay, we've got Westcott Custom Homes with 19 progress, 21 progress, 16 progress, and 2 men's only. These were, someone else
Doug
was
LaBelle.
in before us. Doug LaBelle was in here with this before, and he sold them. And by our policies, we want to have new owners come in. So come on up to the table, introduce yourself. If you haven't done so, please sign in.
I'm Scott Butler. I own Westcott Custom Homes.
Scott,
And I've done work in
what was your last name?
Butler.
Scott Butler.
And I've done work in Dudley. I'm a drain layers approved licensed installer. And I made a couple of plans, so you guys can take a look at them and see what we're talking about when we're talking. I know Doug LaBelle went over all of these with you guys, but
Okay, are there any changes from these plans to
No.
from the ones we approved previously?
none at all. Exactly the same, but I spoke to Mike in the sewer department. He came down to the development, and we walked it. And on 19 Men's Zone, it's gonna come out into the street, we're gonna connect water. Then it's gonna come down to the town land, and it's gonna run towards the dead end, and there's a manhole. We're gonna bore into the manhole and stay on the town property and the property for 19. And Mike asked me to do that. He didn't want me to tie in 19 and 21 together. He didn't want to have an easement issue. He said, Scott, just bring 19 straight in, bring 21 straight in. I said, okay, that's fine. It's easier for us. I do my own excavation, so we do our own work.
Okay,
All right, and that was on 19. Then on 21, we're just gonna come straight down and go into the street for the water. And right in front of 21 is the manhole that we're gonna tie in 21 to and 19. I spoke to him, that's a main trunk, that's like 12 feet down. He said, don't go to the bottom. He goes, it's a lot of work. He goes, you don't need them. He goes, bring it down so you get a good pitch. And he goes, just drop it in with a 90. I said, no problem. And he was good with that, I was good with that.
okay,
All right, and then on 2 Men's Zone, Men's Zone gets all the water from Men's Zone Street and Prospect Street. It comes down like Niagara Falls.
sure.
We did a lot of nice work up there, and we cleaned it up. We brought it down. When it comes down to the bottom, we rip-wrapped everything. We made a country swale. I asked Mike, I said, do you care? He goes, Scott, anything is better than what it is. The neighbors came over and they loved it. It's on our property, but it
Yeah.
comes down, it goes underneath the driveway.
Drain water isn't our,
Yeah.
isn't, that's a Board of Health thing, isn't it?
Probably highway.
Highway.
Yeah.
Highway.
But Mike said anything was better than what it was, because it's been traveling like that for 20 years.
Right.
So we did that, we fixed that. On Men's Zone, you gotta get down about 100 feet to tie into the water line. LaBelle asked him, and he agreed with me, to put a regular well in. He goes, Scott, I'd rather just put a well in. He goes, instead of ripping the whole street up, it cost a fortune. And then there's an easement that goes through Men's Zone, and it's a 40-foot easement. He says, bring it down about 40 feet, tie into it. I don't think he realized it, but when we cleared that, you have a manhole at the corner of Men's Zone, then you have a manhole in the middle, and then you have a manhole down at Progress. So we can tie right in at the manhole, and he didn't have an issue with it at all. We dug it up
water?
for the sewer,
For the sewer, okay.
for the sewer. The water will come in, we'll put a well in the
Put
backyard.
the well in, yeah.
Yep,
I remember approving this before.
yeah.
So you're gonna bring sewer to the manhole
In the easement.
in the easement, okay.
In the easement. And he asked me to go downhill, because when you're uphill, the pitch is higher. When you're downhill, it's gonna be lower. I said, not a problem, it's just as easy for us.
Okay.
Actually, it's easier for us.
I know you got the easement, the sewer easement goes down Progress Ave, but when I keep looking at Lot 9 and Zoni Drive, up on top of the hill, is the sewer easement up there too?
It runs from Progress up to Mazzoni.
Up from Progress up, it does,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah, it does. And there's 3 catch basins,
And
there's
of course,
3,
that's been covered with woods and
Forever.
debris forever.
now it's all nice and clean.
And you found some manholes there? while
We
you
found
were
one
excavating?
manhole.
Really?
You got the manhole at the corner of Mazzoni,
Yeah.
right where Mazzoni does a bend.
Yeah, and at 90 degree. Yeah.
There's one there.
Yeah,
And then there's one about 200 feet down on the easement. And then from that manhole, there's another manhole, another 200 feet that brings you down to Progress Street.
so when you're on, out of curiosity, Lot 9 on Zoni Drive, there's no water? Because when you go down Manzoni Drive and take a left and go up to a couple of those houses there, they have town water.
It ends there.
It goes in the back.
Goes in the
behind
back.
Houses.
Yeah, and it'd be about 100 feet. We'd have to dig up the road.
Yeah, we went through that when we.
Okay, so
when we-
you're aware of all that, you went
Yes.
through that before.
Yeah.
Okay, no, that's all right. Yeah,
We found the manhole by accident.
yeah, by accident, huh?
We were up there, Roger Godin did the land clearing, and we were up there, and all of a sudden my guy said, yeah, stop, and he had the skid steer, and we found the manhole. And we
kidding.
popped it open, It's down about 7 feet,
Uh-huh.
so it works out great.
So as it stands, lot 2, Progress Ave, you wanna drill a well?
Want to drill the well?
Yeah.
Drill a well in the back, and then you tie it to the sewer easement in the front.
That's a big lot. That's about 22,000 square feet, I think it is. It's a good sized lot.
So, lot 2 is just gonna have to have the meter on it. The Silcox can be before the meter.
There won't be a meter at all because it'll be well water.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but we need a meter.
Yeah, we need to.
We need a meter
sewer.
to account for the sewerage.
Oh, for the sewerage, oh, okay.
So what I'm getting at is you can have you can have your pump tank, your well external tank,
Yep,
and when they come off of it, you're gonna put the Silcox, because they're free,
yeah,
because they're coming off your well.
Coming off the
Then
well.
above that, there's gonna have to be through the sewer department a meter that the sewer department or the water, whoever reads, to justify the effluent going into the sewer system.
okay, yeah.
So
I
you
didn't
gotta
even
be
think of
aware,
that,
you gotta be aware of that,
yeah.
On
Now, my
that
plumber should
particular
know that,
house.
George should know that, I use GJB.
you know?
He should know that, right?
If they don't have one, we can charge the set free.
Yeah,
I'll catch it on the plumbing inspection, or someone's gonna catch it.
Yeah, it's otherwise, it's a flat rate.
Right.
Now, the flat rate
Is
is
high.
very high.
Yeah.
So like I say, we need a sewer meter on that particular house, because you're tying into sewer.
Right, the other ones will have, the other one's town water, town sewer.
Yeah, town water, town sewer, so.
So you haven't changed anything
No, we haven't changed a thing.
from the plans that were presented by
LaBelle.
LaBelle? Okay. One of the major reasons we wanted to make sure we did this,
I
have him
understand.
come in, is to make sure we're on the same page.
Absolutely.
Because, not that he would, Mr. LaBelle could have told you any number of things.
Yeah, and I would
And when it comes down to.
I would be the one that would catch
You're
it.
the one that's
I
gonna,
know.
but now we're gonna have, now we have an issue.
Yeah.
And we just don't wanna have the issues.
Oh, I don't blame you.
So we bring you in and have you, we go over everything. You get all the fees and all, everything.
Yep.
All of our expectations, we want somebody to be there to inspect,
Right.
during certain parts of the,
Oh, I've done them before with Mike and Scott, and I got both of their numbers. And they come down and inspect. We did Marshall Terrace over the winter,
okay.
so
So-
we did a few of them.
So we do ask that you call the admin, if you call the office to schedule the inspections.
Right.
That way
Yes.
there's
Yeah,
That way everything's.
a paper
done.
trail, just so we can
so you can follow
make
it.
sure something happened.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what's the,
The last one is 16.
16, okay, oh, all right. Yep.
16 is right on the street, it's right across the street from 19, and that's just coming right out.
Is that the low lot on the right-hand side?
Yeah, yeah. And that one
That's
just,
a lot of property on that. Holy
Yeah.
moly.
3 acres,
Yeah, it's
Goes, that
all-
it goes all up
all the
up
way
the
in
hill?
back, yeah.
It goes into the swamp.
Yep.
That goes uphill in the back, right?
Goes up, it goes downhill originally, and then it goes uphill.
Okay.
Goes back probably 300 feet, and it's flat as a pancake.
And that goes up to Circle. Yeah.
No, that's coming down Progress on your right-hand
Yeah,
side.
but the
That's-
backside,
Right.
up here, this is up in
Yeah,
the Circle
yeah,
Drive
yeah.
area.
Yeah, way in the back.
Okay, yeah.
Have you done any test digging there to see what the land's like or anything?
No, not there. We're not gonna go out back. I'm gonna build right in the front.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna clear in the back. I'm leaving it.
That's
Yeah.
just, yeah,
That's just what
that's
I'm
gonna
doing.
be forever empty.
Yeah, yeah. It's a little low there. We'll probably need some fill to bring it up to match the other houses, but not a ton.
Yeah.
The biggest obstacle on those houses was keeping the dirt on the job and not in the neighbor's yard with all this rain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't lose any of it, so I was very happy about it.
Okay.
Well, Mr. Chairman, I make a motion, we give Westcott Custom Homes permission for 19 Progress, 21 Progress, 16 Progress, and those will be for sewer and water.
Yes,
And Tumanzoni Drive is sewer only. And that he stays in contact with the office in regards to the fees that are due for sewer and water tie-ins.
And inspections.
And inspections also, that he keeps in touch with
Yep.
George, and George can dispatch the men as needed for inspections. That we be kept abreast of all work going on.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. because we have a remote participator, we need to have a roll call vote.
Sorry, guys.
No problem. So, all in favor?
Tom Punya, aye.
Jay Small, aye.
Bob Sullivan, aye.
Scott Sikowski, aye. We're good.
Can I just have that copy to put?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
for
have
our-
that on file, yeah.
Yep, and that it was approved today.
Right, and that's it's not significantly changed from what the original plans were.
Right.
I think the only real change is the fact that you're gonna tie in on the right of way as opposed to running up to the road.
And
No, he even agreed to tie in on the right of way, on the easement.
Yeah,
You're gonna go with a well, though, I think.
We're gonna go with a well, yes.
with a well, yes.
Yeah.
The previous owner wanted to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right, awesome.
all right, so we're good.
All right, thank you very much, gentlemen.
Looks like the sun's starting to pop through the clouds, so you might have dodged the raindrops. Okay, policy review, setting regarding water and sewer permit extensions
Goes to the lady in
and
the building.
following property.
And then come and see me on Monday.
Which is more,
Okay.
actually,
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Have a good night.
what we have here is, what we have, that's a cut and paste, because we did that last month. Water sewer permit extensions and whether or not they follow property. The policies we have in front of us today are, proposals are backflow, cross-connection, and permitting. Also in our packet is what was adopted by the Board of Water Commissioners back in, 21st day of January 1998. So that's for cross-connection. So if we want to take a look at that, I don't know if anybody's had a chance to read through that, I have not.
I did not either.
So maybe we can take that particular policy up next month, do a write-up, or we can, if you want to sit here and go through all these pages, and I think we'll review it and.
I was gonna say, this one takes a little more effort.
Yeah.
You gotta actually go into the cross-connection control regulations
Right,
and make sure
that we're,
everything.
we're in accordance with the state.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, that's kind of by Frank Kondratrovich.
1998, yeah. Well, that was good, they were proactive then.
So, yeah, it's a state requirement, so. So I think we need to, with that, now this permit connection. Proper procedures for requesting. Is this according, this is written up according to what we currently do, correct?
Yes.
Do you have a copy of this stuff, Tom?
I do not have one with me, Scott.
Okay. I don't think we anticipated that you were gonna be participating
No, I did not.
remotely, so,
That's fine.
but it looks like it's,
It's only because I miss you guys.
yeah.
Bob, is this something you've worked on, as far as the policy number?
I didn't do anything with this one yet. This is,
It'll be
I'm
right.
assuming.
It looks
you
like it's in,
put
it's
these
in,
together with the
Yeah.
it looks like it's pretty much in line with,
the same form.
with what we're doing, and what we're currently doing. You submit the application with fees. And they also must be placed on the agenda. not less than 72 hours before the meeting, and so it can make the agenda. And they might have to submit 5 detailed copies of the plan.
We want 5 or 6. Just because there's 5 board members plus
And
George.
the commissioner, the superintendent, that's correct. Maybe we increase that to 6. You know, there's a limit of 3 one-year extensions. That was previously imposed, I remember that.
Mhm.
Just remember in the past, the fee structure,
That's,
we had to catch people right at the beginning, you pay a fee now. You know, we were always
Yep.
always seem to be playing catch-up. Someone comes in front of us, you give them permission, but they never pay the fee.
If they, we have it set now that if they don't come to me within 7 days, their permit is no longer
Okay,
valid. And
so that's-
with the letter I give them, I state that and I pointed it out. I point out to them all the
So
time.
like this particular gentleman, he owes us within 7 days,
$350 for each property and he'll be in Monday.
but what about the sewer and water tie-in fees?
So he's gonna file his permits with me on Monday as well and we will collect all of the money.
Because we got, you know, for what, 4 homes or 4 properties, you got, well, 4 waters
Yep.
and 3 sewers that are
He puts
sizable
in, he
money.
puts in the fees, yeah, and
Yeah.
then the connection fees are paid at the time of connection, correct?
So usually what happens is they then go to apply for a building permit. They have to come to water sewer for a sign off. I don't sign off on them. I make sure they've paid their $350, that they have a valid permit. And then we go over connection and all of that, and they have to pay everything before I'll sign off on their
Okay.
permit.
Because we also got the policy of sometimes George will tap the main
Yep,
with our guys for that particular fee versus having a
right.
contractor.
And we go over all that with
Okay.
them. But that's why it's imperative that it goes through the office,
And
so
it
that I
does-
don't miss anything.
Yeah,
that's why I want to point that out.
It does say in here, where is it? Submit the permit connection request form and applicable fees per the current fee structure of the water sewer administrative, to the water. So that current fee structure, that allows us to change
Right.
the fee structure without
Yeah,
having to
change
change
this,
the,
but-
come in and change this.
But I was gonna say that we should probably formalize the fee structure into like a form.
Mhm.
And that way you can reference the form, and
Eric,
the
you
form
wanna
would
stop
just change with revisions, but
Okay,
it wouldn't have to change the policy.
yeah.
Just so when someone, you know, they have a clear path to follow, and they can't say that they didn't know about this fee or that fee if they're all listed out on, you know, basically one,
Yep.
either.
Right.
because I know down there on Progress Ave, there's already like, driving by one time, there's already like a water line coming up out of the ground. I don't know if they've tapped that main down there or
They have
something.
not.
No, unless.
No.
Nothing gets tapped unless,
But I think sometimes work goes on
Well,
without us knowing about it.
well, that's what I was gonna say.
Contractors are on site.
I'm pretty sure the one on Alton Drive went in, the water and sewer
Everything
lines
went in.
and the fees never got paid.
Yeah.
So what we did on that one is, because he had a meter, we created an account and we billed him all the fees on his first
Right, so
cycle.
So he won't be able to sell without paying
Do we
the
get
fees,
paid?
but
I'd have to check with the,
With Richard.
yeah,
So in
yeah.
other words, Richard has the right to put a lien on that property.
Yep, if they don't
Which we
pay.
have to be aware of. So I say, a lot of stuff goes on without us, you know?
so, yeah, the fee structure, maybe we wanna hold this until,
Yeah,
I'll
I
work
would-
on that.
I mean, I would kinda hold on both of them, but I would say everybody go through them.
yes.
Make comments and,
Absolutely.
Yeah, because you have different fees according to pipe size, diameters, et cetera, et cetera. Like I said, what we can do ourselves versus, say, an RH White coming in and drilling and tapping.
so I don't know if it would make it easier for you if we, you know, like I said, you get a form that has all the,
Right now,
All
this
the
is
fees.
currently what we have, one for water, one for
Sorry, Jim, go
sewer.
ahead.
But
Hey, Tom,
I'd like to,
yeah, so I mean, if we could formalize.
yes. I'll have them for the
and
next meeting.
Identify it as a
Absolutely.
form or something, or.
Yep.
Whatever it is, but, so if you've got these, and then, I don't know if you wanna, if it'd be helpful for you to create like a checklist,
Yep.
you know, just so you can go down and say, all right,
need to do this,
But
you need to do that.
that's office operation.
Right, I'm just saying, just to tie it all together.
Absolutely.
um, like we said, we miss some of these fees because they don't, if you have it all written down, you can follow it,
Right.
check it off, and then
Tom?
you stick the checklist into the file.
Can you mute your
Right.
phone? And then, obviously you can unmute whenever you want to say something, or we'll wait to be sure if we have, just so that the background noise and the folks around you. There. Okay, so we'll hold on that until, we,
All right, can you hear me? Is it better now?
yeah,
Okay, just golf carts going by.
yep. We'll pull a comprehensive group there, group of documents together so we can,
Those might have to be reviewed.
how we reference.
Absolutely.
Price
how we
wise, I
reference
mean, they're
it.
so old.
Yeah.
You go back for years.
Yep.
We'll go through
I
our,
know.
we'll go through our fees. That's the current fee structure?
Yes.
If we can throw some copies of that after the meeting so that we can
Yeah.
take a look at that.
Today's prices of brass and material and everything, you don't even know if you're covering the cost of the meter and the brass works that go with it.
Okay, so that's what we had for policies for this one. We did have some correspondence that is in our packet for review concerning water, water quality. And, without having our superintendent here with actual numbers, we can say that at this point, our blending fix is working, and our levels are well below the 20.
Our blending patch.
It is a temporary patch, correct? But it's, the blending is working, and it is keeping our PFAS levels in our water system below 20. I think at the last, and I can only speak vaguely, I believe the last numbers were down around 15 or 16, somewhere in that range. So we are for the public, anybody who's that bored, to let, it is working, and we are continuing to go forward with permanent plans to remove PFAS as best as it can be removed.
On that subject, Mr. Chairman, I know, I was just looking, an email went out from the engineering firm.
Tom, can you mute, please?
I'm sorry.
There's a lot of background noise. Just, if you just mute, and then you can unmute when you want to say something.
Okay.
Thanks.
And Jeff had something asking for
Yes.
tonight.
That's correct. And of course, I didn't print it out, but my printer at home isn't.
Do you have a copy of that?
I do not, I've been on vacation.
She was on vacation.
I am
this
on
week.
vacation.
There was an email. That's right.
Well, you want me to read it? What I have from Jeff?
It's quite a few pages. But
No,
No, it attaches our engineering proposal for the final design, permitting, and bidding services for the PFAS water treatment plant and associated water main. As there is a lot of work to occur over the next several months to advance the design to meet the SRF deadlines, we are hoping we can authorize this work at your next commissioners meeting on Wednesday, July 7th. So,
Yeah, I did read through parts of it. It's
I
about.
figured they would have probably been here for something like that.
It's about. I talked to Jeff today, and I told him it wasn't necessary because we had copies of it.
Uh-huh.
But I didn't. It didn't register in my
I apologize,
Well, yeah, because it's 23 pages.
23 pages long,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Jen was on vacation. I know the bottom line is it's about 673.
Yeah.
673. I talked to him, and I talked to him today, and I did ask what that includes up to
up to construction.
up to construction. So there would be another contract for construction and post.
Yeah, this is the piping job.
Yes, this is for,
This
Tell us that.
this is for
no, this is for the
all
main
of it. This is the
Yeah.
treatment plant.
treatment plant, the piping.
Piping
Piping
from
from
one to
one Yeah, yeah,
Six.
because you got Ellis Ave, all of Wausau
Yeah.
Ave.
We did have a town meeting warrant article for $700,000 to pay for this. He said there is, within that 700,000, there's still some left over for what would be anticipated costs for getting the right-of-way, the easement that's needed
Yeah.
to be able to tie into the back, through the backside.
Yeah, 673.
But
Christ.
that's that's a big bill, but they want to get moving to meet SRF.
So
Well,
we
lines.
would need to approve it tonight in order for them to meet the deadlines.
Yeah, because it'd be the
Is that
forgiveness from the SRF also, right?
Right.
Yeah, this has to be approved in order for him to get to the next steps, and if we wait beyond tonight's meeting, that's another month unless we hold a special meeting.
We'd have to hold, I'd call
So-
another meeting for next week.
Just for their timelines and submittals. Actually, I think they got the schedule here, so the 90% is September to October 15th.
Yeah, I didn't even think to print it off and bring a copy of it in here.
Yeah. The 75% is July to September, and then the 90. So in order to give them enough time to actually prepare, I mean, it's not like we can sign it and they say, all right, we're done.
No, they don't do the work in advance.
Right, I mean, I can say that this whole process has been way faster than any typical engineering and design for treatments. I mean, this stuff usually takes 2 years, and, you know, we've done it in, what, 6 months, or? So-
It's been about a year since we've started talking about having to do this, and
Right.
as we move, we're moving very quickly. So
You say you talked to Jeff today?
I did talk to Jeff this afternoon.
And you did mention town meeting work, this money has been approved?
We had, one of the questions we had approved was a 700,000 for engineering and design for a permanent PFAS treatment plant.
Right.
And what's our time frame for them to start, and what would the time frame be to do the drawings?
That's what I mean, they need to have all this and submit
Ready
it.
for submitting it, I believe, in October.
Right, so
Oh.
October 15th.
To the state?
Yes.
They have to have, well, we do have a drawing of that treatment plan.
No, that's,
It's preliminary.
right, but they need 90% documents
They need,
for the October 15th deadline.
they need a
Yeah.
stack.
Oh, just like the
Well,
books we signed last week.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're gonna need a pretty substantial, need to do a pretty substantial amount of work between now and October 15th to
So
get
the
it in
bottom
time.
line, October 15th is for submittal to the state to get on the SRF for funding.
We're on the SRF for funding, and this is to meet the deadline, to meet the landmark,
Right, so the actual loan application has to be submitted by October 15th.
Right.
And when you submit that, you have to have the 90%.
You have to have all the drawings and everything else have to go with it.
So while we're talking here, what do we think? We probably have no choice?
Yeah,
Yeah.
unless you wanted to try another firm to see if we could get a
No.
cheaper price,
Well,
but that's not gonna happen.
That's not gonna happen, that's not gonna happen
We're
between now and
into it-
October.
We're into it too deep now,
Yeah,
too
anyway.
deep now.
We already anticipated this, I mean,
Yeah.
we came up with the 700,000 number with the original estimates. You know, we're within that price range, so the number was good. We already approved it at town meeting, so, you know, it's really,
It's really just printing up a copy of it and.
yeah, it's really more of a formality that we agree to
So,
notice to proceed.
that's not on our agenda though.
You can take, because it came in between the time frame,
Right.
and it is an
Okay.
urgent
I
nature.
just wanted to be sure. that-
Yep.
Yeah, it's within the last 48 hours, so.
Yep.
Okay, so what's the pleasure of the board?
I make a motion to approve the, what do we call that? Notice to proceed, signing the contract proposed by Ty and Bond for final design of
Final
the
design.
treatment plant and all appurtenances relative to.
Yeah, it's right on the first cover letter.
Okay,
They've got the Dudley PFAS water treatment plant and associated water main engineering proposal for final design, permitting and bidding. That's how they have it stated. And his fee, I believe, was $673,000.
Correct.
right,
And that includes coming from Station 1 through all the side streets,
yep.
then back again.
Mhm.
Because we know we have to get Station 1 running soon.
Right.
And I guess we realize that Station 1, there is PFAS.
There is some,
You
there
know?
is some, it depends on what the levels are at the,
Yeah, I mean-
but yeah. There's some, and so it doesn't make any sense to not treat
I
it.
think no matter how you look at it, we're caught between a rock and a hard spot. If we want to progress with the water systems,
Yeah.
you know, blending's not forever.
Okay. So Bob made a
So
motion,
moved.
Bob made a motion,
And I'll second Bob's motion that we follow the wording of this email,
okay.
et cetera, so we can meet the guidelines for the SRF.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? Did you have anything, Tom?
No, I'm okay with it.
Okay. All right, no further discussion. All in favor?
Bob Sullivan, aye.
Chase Wall, aye.
Tom Fournier, aye.
Scott Sikowski, aye. Okay, we'll get a copy of that printed
So-
off.
so Jen,
And I'll get it
Do
signed.
you contact Jeff, or does George contact Jeff? tomorrow?
Jeff said he is going to be in town tomorrow to take care of some other business having to do with the Mason Road project.
Uh-huh.
So he was hoping to be able to pick up a copy of it then. I'll get a copy of it printed off
Okay,
and signed tomorrow morning.
okay, just, I'm not, I still
You're
am
on vacation, so
Sorry.
either continue to be on vacation or,
So
Or-
what's Jeff need, just
There's,
the vote, this vote?
Yeah.
He needs-
Proof of his vote?
Yeah.
he needs a copy of that
We
signed.
need this signed.
Yeah.
yeah,
So I'll just I'll get a copy printed off and I'll get it signed.
Okay, very good.
Okay? Moratorium and water ban and bylaws. So the moratorium, it's just keeping it out there because we're doing with the blending. Because it is so fluid, what the testing is, I just wanted to keep that on the agenda just in case we have to act in that direction. At the moment, it seems like everything is holding course, though this rain is really, these constant, everyday thunderstorms and wind and rain are getting old quick, but it's helping.
Sure, they're replenishing the aquifers.
Keeping the water,
you know?
keeping the water
Yeah.
levels up, and we're, between George and Brian, they're doing yeoman's work to keep all the paperwork flowing so that the state to this point has been happy with what's been going on. Personally, I don't think there's any need to
No,
institute any kind of a ban other than what the state has already
I think
issued.
we're meeting demand now as we're pumping from the stations. The only thing coming up would be the airport road project, but that's not, you know, finalization of that will be a year down the road,
Right.
you know, so.
I think we already approved them.
We
Yeah,
already
yeah.
approved them. Actually, there were some people in there yesterday.
They're in there today working.
In there with some trucks.
Yeah.
So they're starting to move on building that. So at this point, I don't think we're in the position where we need to act on that.
No, no, I think you're
We'll just
right.
want to keep that as
Always
an agenda item,
Yeah.
have a
just in
case
case we have to deal with
Just
it.
in case.
Superintendent was unable to attend tonight because of family matters, so we do have a copy of the superintendent's report here.
Yeah,
I know,
It's online also.
I was number 3. I had stopped by for the item A at 77 Mason Road, just got it figured out. And Barry Avalon Lane popped. They were out until 1 o'clock in the morning. This was a continuation of the workday, B, just kept it going. They were out there till after midnight that night fixing that, but they got it fixed. There is a gate at 77 Mason Road that when something happened when they were backfilling, that it got damaged. But that's right at the end of the new main, so
Yeah.
they're,
So do we know if this had anything to do with them flushing or
no.
testing the new main?
No, the water at this point comes down from that area, so this is after anything they're doing up there, so I don't believe that
But
it,
if they were flushing, that's where the water hammer would go. It would go beyond. Because your inertia is
Why-
gonna follow that path.
why would it happen there and not further down at the PRV?
It's gonna find the weak point.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been. I do know that the 77 Mason Road repair was done in just a shade over an hour.
Yeah.
We did have considerable help on that job site from,
Because it was a continuation of the day, they were still there, so.
Halleck. I think they found it when they were coming back with their trucks from Mason Road Extension. But the Halleck helped us with that, but Barry Ave and Lynn Lane, we actually even had called Highway in on that one. Highway gave us a guy for the Barry Ave section.
Yeah, I'm just concerned that if they're, I see it all the time with contractors or even fire departments, that they go out and play with a hydrant when they're flushing or practicing, and they shut off water quick, and you end up with broken water mains.
Oh, yeah, further down.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, I just want to emphasize to the contractor that, when you're flushing or cleaning out a main, that you need to take the precautions to slowly close valves.
I'm gonna see them tomorrow morning, so I'll make sure to remind them of that.
Don't see anything on here about the risk and resiliency. Do you know if they submitted the certification?
Yes.
Yes, they did.
And, hold
We're
on,
working on that
That's-
last week.
Yep, it went in before I left. Yep.
Can we request a copy of that for the next meeting?
Yes, I will make sure. He actually, I was just reading, we got an email from Tom LaCourte, who was working on it, and that's what he said. He wants to get us the finals, so I'll make sure that we have it for the next meeting.
But just so you're aware, I would keep that
Mm-hmm.
out of the public, because that's
Yep.
Yes,
critical infrastructure and
Oh, absolutely.
right,
shouldn't be disclosed as public information.
sure. If we need to add an executive session
And discuss it.
to the next meeting, to be able to do it, so we can discuss it amongst ourselves without having to worry about that.
And I'd probably check with Mr. Ruda on the wording on the
Yep, which one I can use for
executive
it.
session, just because that's kind of an out of
It's
the order.
protected information, and it needs to remain that way. I know they did PFAS sampling this morning, for the next round. They're working, there's other stuff they're working on. Oh, Dave Cody Tree Service is coming in Friday to take down those 4 dead trees. To tell you this weather, I'd be surprised
They
if
might
we
already be
drove
down.
through there right now that there's not a whole bunch more of it down.
Down.
Every one of these windstorms
It's all rotten.
is taking down parts of those trees, but they are coming down Friday. So all 4 of them will be gone Friday, either by Dave Cody or by Elsa.
Nature.
Elsa's coming through on Friday as well, so one way or another, those trees are coming down. So that'll be good, and we can get that cleaned up and then maybe beautify a little bit in that area. Oh, and they do have a break that they're gonna be working on tomorrow on Ridge Drive. It's a break where they repaired a break, it's on a service. So it's on our side of a service. They're gonna fix that tomorrow morning.
That's all that brittle blue plastic that
Right,
they use.
it's
to
blue
service
plastic,
back
yes.
then, you
Yeah.
know?
And on the sewer side, everything has been pretty clear, pretty straightforward. I know that the next two jobs that they had, pre-constructions on, Station One rehab and the Dresser Hill tanks. The Station One rehab and the I&I projects are both scheduled to start sometime between now and the end of the month. So by August, they should both be in full, those two projects should be in full swing. They're ordering parts and getting things together for it. And there was one other thing in there that I talked to George about this morning. Yeah, the tanks will be next year still. Oh, and they're starting tomorrow. They're gonna, they got everything placed.
Mason Road.
For Mason Road. They're gonna be going from Mason Road School to June Street first. Then they're gonna start from Mason Road School and go down to West Main Street. And it just gives them a little bit more time to coordinate with the fire department.
Yeah, there was a
With disruption in that
comment there on
area.
that
Yep,
today.
a rave alert, yes.
A rave alert went out today, but just
Who
wanted to
does
be.
that?
I do, or the fire chief.
Okay,
Yep.
So we want to be sure that folks understand that it's, well, I mean, they'll see where the trucks are working, but everything's been placed.
yeah.
They placed it all this morning and they're ready to go. They said at 7 a.m. they'll be out there grinding pavement, so. Just if anybody happens to be really bored tonight and watching us, then they're getting advance notice, but 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, they'll be in full swing on Mason Road. The culvert, they're waiting on some concrete parts to finish the culvert on Mason Road extension, and then that will be done. So that end will be done. So as soon as those concrete parts come in, then they'll be able to finish that up. But that's all of that. Any comments on the superintendent's report? All right, board comments?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
can we discuss about a policy that for water and sewer connections not being transferable to?
That is part of the policies that we have in our packets this month that we're gonna hold off for next month. I'll make sure you get a copy of it.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I just wanted-
That's part of what we were talking about earlier tonight. That we're gonna hold for fee structure and get everything all pulled together so that we can put it all as a cohesive piece. But that is part of that. I remember seeing in no case is a permit transferable by sale or any other means. Is written right into that proposed policy there. So
Okay.
It's already there. So yeah, I'll make sure you get copies of it.
Yeah, and our next scheduled meeting, we're gonna,
Yeah, it'll be on our agenda for our next meeting, so everybody has a chance to go through them and look at it.
okay, no,
Okay.
that's good. Yep,
Okay, any other comments from other board members?
I'm good.
Okay, and just as one other, something that came up, this was dated June 9th, but was handed to Jen from the town administrator's office. Yet another proposal for legal services for PFAS litigation. And it comes with a handsome color printed full-size brochure. I'm going to, unless anybody has any objections, I'm gonna get in touch with the town administrator and town council and see, how we should proceed. We're getting a bunch of these proposals, and what's the best way for us to determine, when to pull the trigger and what ship to jump on. Obviously, we're not gonna jump on all of them, but,
Because, yeah, like I say, now it's nationwide.
Yeah.
The cat's out of the bag, it's nationwide.
so, what's our best route forward? And as soon as I get that information, I'll be sure it's distributed out so we can discuss it further next month.
Sounds
At our next,
Yeah.
at whatever our next,
We also had
Scheduled
another
meetings.
firm that handled the MBTE issue several years ago.
this is, I think this is number 4.
Four?
This is the 4th proposal we've received. So, actually, and on another note, that first firm, I got something in the mail at my home for a class action suit for something on a personal level. That do you want to get involved in this? In any case, yeah. So we'll, unless, like I said, unless there's any objection, I'll get with the town administrator and town council to see what's our best plan for
Yeah,
dealing with this.
it appears you gotta go with one and stick with one, right?
Right.
You know?
Yep.
Yep. Okay, anything else?
So,
I guess
Motion to adjourn?
Okay, motion
Second.
made and seconded. Roll call vote.
second,
Jay Small,
Tom Pointer, aye.
Bob Sullivan, aye.
Jay Small, aye.
Scott Sikowski, aye. We're out, and I'll have these copies for you when you get back.
All right, thank you, and thank you guys for letting me join you.
Thanks, Tom.
Okay.